Hey everybody, I'm gonna wait just a second. I wanna make sure that the heat doesn't turn on, so I'm just gonna go click that off. So we are talking about pranayama today. Hi, Tony. So a lot of us, when you talk about breathing, it seems like it's going to be a simple thing to talk about, right? But there's a lot to learn about breathing. And we're going to just talk about yoga breathing today, techniques that are taught in yoga practice and things that we learn as yoga teachers and things that we can bring into our yoga classes, but also what we have in our classes if we're coming to a yoga class or if we're just practicing at home, different techniques on breathing. So pranayama is the word that's used for yoga breathing. And when we split that word up, the prana part means life energy and the yama part means control. So what we're trying to do is implement a practice of breath control. And it's a synchronizing of breath with movements between the asanas, which is yoga poses. So we're gonna go over just a few of them today. Glad you're here, by the way. If you wanna see another video on yoga, on breathing, I'm gonna put these in and see if you can hear me better. A couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week. And right now it's listed on this Instagram channel. So you can go back and see that from last week. And we talked about diaphragmatic breathing mostly last week. And it's also on the Kara Yoga YouTube channel, which I would love, David and I would both love, if you would go to that channel and just subscribe to that and click the notification so you get notified of anything that we post on there. And every Thursday, we're starting a live class on there for the Southampton Fresh Air Home charity. So we're trying to help bring awareness to that charity, but also raise some funds for it. So definitely let everybody that you know about it, share it, go to the Kara Yoga YouTube channel and you can share it to all of your social media from there as well. So a couple of simple pranayamas. Some people say pranayam, some people say pranayama. You say tomato, I say tomato. You know what I mean? So a couple of simple pranayams that we're gonna go over. The first one is called Dirgha, and that's a 3-part breath. Before I get into that, let me ask you, what kind of breathing do you do? Just sit for a moment, take 1 second out of your day here, and breathe. Is your mouth open? Is your chest moving up and down? Is your belly moving out and in? What type of a breather are you? So it's a good little study to make of ourselves to start from there, right? And say, am I more of a chest breather? Am I more of a belly breather? Do I utilize all the areas of my torso to help my lungs breathe? Am I breathing very deeply when I breathe? Do I breathe shallow, forced breath? Am I stressed when I breathe? Or do I take longer breaths? Or is it a mix of those? So just kind of having that awareness about ourselves is a great way to start. And knowing that when we breathe in, we don't have to fill, it's better if we don't fill to capacity, to full capacity, right? We do want to have some carbon dioxide in the blood. We don't want to get rid of it. We want to have a good combo of oxygen and carbon dioxide. That's where the body is going to be happiest. When we breathe in and out through, hi Margaret, when we breathe in and out through the nose, that's when we're breathing the most properly. So we're using the diaphragm to breathe when we breathe in and out through the nose. When we breathe in and out through the mouth, we're using the chest more to breathe. But what we want to do is use the diaphragm. So training ourselves to keep the mouth closed and breathe in and out through the nose is going to be the best thing for our body. So that's another thing. So are you more of a chest breather? Is your mouth open? Do you snore at night? Right? If you snore at night, you probably sleep with your mouth open. Do you wake up with a dry mouth? So just training ourselves to breathe more with the nose. And I just learned this past week that there's actually a tape that you can buy to help tape your mouth closed at night. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a thing. It's a medical thing. Like you can actually get this tape to keep your mouth closed so that you learn how to breathe more through the nose. Now, if you stick around to the end of this video, I hope I remember to do it. I'm going to teach you something that I also learned this week about clearing your nasal passages with a little technique. So let's go over Dirgha breath. Dirgha breath, D-I-R-G-H-A, is a type of yoga breath and breath technique, let's say. It's a 3-part breath, and we work with the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Obviously, when we inhale, the breath goes into the lungs, right? It doesn't actually go farther than that. But we want to exercise the belly in this. We want to involve the belly so that it pulls out and allows the diaphragm to move down. Diaphragm to move down. That is what I said. So when we inhale, we're going to push the belly out just slightly, and that diaphragm is going to pull down. And then we want to inhale also at the same time, belly out, then the ribs, then the chest. Okay, so let's just take a minute. We're going to do the inhale part with me. So inhale through the nose, feel your belly moving out, feel your ribs moving out, and also out to the sides, and feel your chest moving out, forward and out to the sides, okay? And then on the exhale, we're going to exhale, think of a glass of water. Look what I have right here. Handy glass of water. I didn't mean to do that. So when we inhale, when you fill up the glass of water, you're filling it up. It fills up from the bottom up, right? When we exhale, just like a glass of water empties, we want to empty it from the top down, all right? So when we exhale, we want to go from the chest and move down. So we inhale, Dirgha breath, belly, ribs expand, chest expands, and exhale, chest relieves the breath, then the ribs, then the belly. So it's like an ocean wave. Think of it like that, coming in and out, right? So we inhale again, belly, ribs, chest, expanding. A smile helps too. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Moving in, okay? Dirgha breath. It's a 3-part breath. It's a way to warm up the body, warm up the insides of the body. It's a way to, all these breathing techniques, if we do them properly, especially with Dirgha breath, because it's a 3-part breath, and we give the body time to really inhale and exhale. This is the most common breath that I use in my classes, my yoga classes. But your vagus nerve, which is the part of the body that helps to encourage and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, that's going to get stimulated more when you lengthen your exhale. Okay, so when we inhale, belly, ribs, chest, Dirgha breath, I'm filling up, I'm expanding out. I want my ribs to really pull open because my diaphragm is there, it's attached, right? I want to move out, let the diaphragm move down slightly, and then exhale out, chest, ribs, belly, but maybe lengthen it a little bit longer than the inhale. So a little bit longer, a little bit longer. When the mouth starts to water, that's when you really know that your vagus nerve has been stimulated. The body is pretty cool, I have to admit. So let's do that again. Let's take a few breaths here. Dirgha breath. Inhale deeply, belly expands, ribs expand, chest expands. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Good. A good way to practice Dirgha breath also is lying on your back and just putting your hands in these locations, because gravity is going to help move the body up towards the ceiling or the sky and then down again, right? So gravity is helping to move it down and it brings it to more attention. It makes it more obvious what's happening when you have gravity to help you. Okay, so that was Dirgha breath. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Ujayi breath. Okay, again, some people say Ujayi. I say Ujayi. Ujayi, Ujayi. You know, maybe you say it potato, maybe you say potato. Okay, so Ujayi breath. It's an ocean sounding breath, and the point of this breath, along with all the other benefits that we get from these breath techniques in yoga, is to squeeze the back of the throat to allow the air that goes in to warm itself. This is just the idea of it, okay? It goes in and warms up that air that goes into the body, and then it helps to warm up the organs internally. When we practice Ujayi breath, it helps to slow down the breath and helps the heart to also slow down. Okay, we don't want the heart to stop, obviously, but just allowing it to come into that more of a resting place so that, again, the parasympathetic nervous system can kick in and the body doesn't feel like it needs to be stressed or saving itself from near death or anything like that. So the way that we practice Ujayi breath is squeezing the back of the throat with those throat muscles. And a good way to kind of grip this with your mind is by pretending that you're fogging a mirror with your breath. So when you do that, it squeezes the back of the throat muscles. We also do this in the cold weather when you go outside and you do that with your breath, right? You can see your breath outside of your mouth. The molecules of your breath. It's beautiful. So we can practice this on a mirror. Hi, Mary. Just like that, okay? So when we do that, we're pretending that we're fogging a mirror or we're looking at the breath in the cold weather, right? This is how we want the throat to behave in Ujayi breath. And the mouth is going to stay closed when we do this, okay? So it's all through the nose. So we inhale, it's the same thing. The back of the throat squeezes slightly. We inhale, it creates that sound. It's an audible breath. And when we exhale, it's the same thing. The mouth stays closed still. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Good. So throughout your day, this can be practiced. It's a nice thing to practice in combination with Dirgha. So you can do that 3-part breath, the belly, the ribs, and the chest, and add on the Ujayi breath. It's a nice thing to do. It helps to bring attention to the breath, and all of these breathing techniques are so great. It's a really great way to meditate as well, especially if you're just learning about these techniques. You can really take time to just sit down and pick one. Dirgha, Ujayi. We're going to move on to Nadi Shodhana next because I like this one. I like Nadi Shodhana. And just take some time, take 5 minutes out of your day, 2 minutes out of your day, whatever you have, whatever time you have, whatever time you want to give, let's put it that way. And just meditate on breathing. And the fun thing is, to add to it too is holding the breath, right? So you can count, inhale deeply to maybe 4 or 5 counts. And then exhale. Hi, John. Exhale, count to 5, right? Another thing you can add to that is holding the breath out. So when you hold the breath out, you can count to 5, right? And try to improve that number, the holding of the breath out. Try to improve that. But here's how you do that. You don't want to struggle. You don't want the body to feel like it's gonna die, right? You wanna be, it's called a hunger for the breath, right? So when you feel a hunger for the breath after you're holding it out, you don't want to go past that hunger, right? You don't want the body to freak out or worry that it's not going to breathe again, right? So when we inhale, count to 5 using Dirgha, using Ujayi. Exhale, count to 5. Hold the breath out and count and see how many counts you can get to. Maybe eventually, right, when you feel that first hunger and then you inhale calmly, not, right, like, oh my God, right, when I have a calm inhale, eventually you might get to a count of 20 or 25. And another way you can practice that is, when you're just out walking, for example, or doing some light exercise. You might practice that holding of the breath and just see how you do. And again, don't go past that first hunger of the breath. When you feel that first hunger, breathe in. So let it be a very natural process that you come to, that this number gets larger over time. Let it be a natural process. Don't force it. Okay, so we went over Dirgha. We went over Ujayi. We're going to do Nadi Shodhana. Are you ready? So Nadi Shodhana breath is an alternate nostril breath. It's supposed to help train the body to work more evenly. The idea is that throughout our day, we tend to favor one nostril, for example, over the other. It's also supposed to balance out the hemispheres of the brain. You like the way I do that? I'm making up my own sign language. And it's supposed to also balance out the hemispheres of the lungs, right? So we're trying to create balance and harmony using this breath. It also helps to calm the central nervous system. So here we are again talking about the parasympathetic nervous system, which is a part of that. So we're trying to calm that. And remember, the exhale wants to be a little bit longer than the inhale to help trigger that parasympathetic nervous system. I hope I'm making some sense to some of you. Okay, so Nadi Shodhana. Your right hand, you're going to first fold the first 2 fingers in, okay? So if you're a surfer man, oh no, that's more like this, right? Hang 10. We don't want to hang 10. We want that ring finger to stay up. So the first 2 fingers come down, and now you have these pinchers. So by the way, we do have a yoga class coming out on our Be Truly You videos soon. And it's a combination of breath, yoga breath techniques, and yoga movements. So asana. It's all yoga. It's all yoga. All yoga. Okay. So we have these pinchers. We have the ring finger and the thumb. Okay. And I'm going to use them like this. Thumb, ring, thumb, ring. My ring finger is for my left nostril. My thumb is for my right nostril. I'm going to plug the right nostril, not plug it. I don't want to stick my finger up my nose. Thank you very much. I want to close the right nostril. I want to inhale into the left nostril. I want to close both very briefly and exhale the right. So it's a fluid breath. It flows. It doesn't stop flowing from one to the other, okay? We never pinch it and hold the breath here. So we start by closing the right nostril. We inhale left. We close both. We exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Good. So when you exhale out of the left nostril, that's when you release the hands. Hi, Viv. When you exhale out of the left, that's when you release the hand. So Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, is an awesome way to also meditate, right? So if you take the time, learn how to do it. How are you? Are you in some beautiful place again? So jealous of you. Using the thumb, using the ring finger, okay? So you're alternating the nostril breathing. And again, it's a practice. All of these techniques are a practice, you know? It doesn't take a lot of practice, but it's a really great way to meditate. It's nice to, you dirty man, dirty, dirty, dirty. I'm talking to somebody who's in a nice place. I'm in a nice place too, okay? Okay? But it's not warm and I'm not in a swimsuit, so there you go. All of these breathing techniques are absolutely worthwhile in spending some time on learning about them, meditating with. Sometimes, you know, people say that meditation is hard. There's different techniques that you can do to bring you into a meditation. And these breathing techniques are definitely, a way to get there. So take your time. We went over Dirgha, we went over Ujayi, we went over Nadi Shodhana. Now, Anulom Viloma is another, it's like sort of an add-on to Nadi Shodhana, but you're holding the breath, okay? So you're doing the same 2 fingers down. You're using the ring finger and the thumb, okay? And you're gonna inhale, you're gonna close off that right nostril, you're gonna inhale the left, and when you pinch the nostrils closed, you might hold the breath there for a few counts, so 3 to 4 counts. And again, you can practice increasing the count of the breath. And then when you exhale through the other nostril, lengthen the exhale longer than the inhale was, right? So we always want to try to lengthen the exhale a little bit longer because that's going to help stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system, which is going to help us to relax. And like I said earlier in the video, when the mouth starts to water a little bit on that long exhale, that's when you know that your vagus nerve is being stimulated, which is connected to that parasympathetic nervous system. The body's amazing. That's all I'm going to say. So if you want to practice holding the breath a little bit in the Nadi Shodhana, then it becomes Anulom Viloma. I'm so glad that you're very relaxed, Viv. I'm so glad. You should be. We all deserve some relaxation, right? Okay, so very briefly, we're just going to go over the Anulom Viloma together again. Again, like I said, it's the Nadi Shodhana, but you're holding the breath a little bit longer. First 2 fingers fold down. We have our thumb and our ring finger. Notice my ring finger has no ring on it. What's that about? We're going to close off right nostril with the thumb. Inhale left, pinch, and hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhale right, pinch, hold for 4. Exhale left for 6. Inhale, left, pinch, close for 4. Exhale right for 6. Inhale right, pinch, exhale left. Release your hand. So if you're a little bit confused about any of these techniques, rewind the video, baby, and you can watch some more about how we came into them before. We went over 4 different pranayams today, yoga breathing techniques, which I hope will help some of you, any of you, somebody out there, hopefully will get something out of this. We're also going to post this video to our YouTube channel, which I hope that you go to, Kara Yoga, and subscribe to it immediately. We're doing a live yoga class on Thursdays as well. When I say we, I mean me. Okay? Really. Hi, Kev. So check that out. That's going to be for charity. This is for charity too. I'm trying to get the Fresh Air Home Instagram page to be listed as a charity so that I can post it on these Instagram. Are you serious, Viv? I hope so. I love that drone footage you did. Please do some more of that. So Instagram Live Fridays 12:30 and Thursday Live on YouTube at 11. Is it 11? Yes, it's 11 on Thursdays. So check that out. And you can do the replays. You can watch the replays whenever, but definitely go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Also, David and I do videos that come out much sooner, and those are listed on karayoga.com, and it's by subscription. So if you join that, then you're going to become part of this community that is like supporting the whole community of people that want to practice yoga, maybe can't afford yoga. So we're trying to create a program so that people can be a part of something bigger. You know what I mean? Like do some like real good in the world to help each other. So this community is, it's $108 for the whole year to be a part of that video community. And we send out those videos about 3 to 5 months sooner than anywhere else. So check that out. And David and I do our weekly updates on here, which, he gets like a lot of attention for, and people love him. And, that's fine because he's a great guy. He's a great guy. And he really is the best, All right, so we went over 4 breathing techniques today. If you have any questions about us, please let us know. Dirgha, Ujayi, Nadi, Shodhana, and Anulom, Viloma. Let me know which one was your favorite. Please rewatch the video if you have any questions, and I will see you all next week. Let me know if you have any topics you want to discuss as well. Namaste.